Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boys Keeper and, well, let me change it. It's right now, it's Keeper and Keeper, but we're going to make a little small change there. We got your boy Keeper and Crusader. Crusader, how is the food, my brother? I see you eating. What are you eating?
What's good, bro? I'm eating some healthy freaking I don't know what noodles with chicken.
Some healthy freaking I don't know what noodles. That's a new one on the menu. Not
No,
seen
it's those like fake noodles are not actually like real pasta. It's like those fake vegetable pastas or whatever.
Oh, yeah. So what? You're moving over to, I never thought you were going to be the one to do impossible meats or whatever.
No, it's not. I'm eating real chicken. What are you talking about? Chicken was
You are the exact opposite of someone who's going to be eating actual fake meat. That's for damn sure.
I'm gonna pick up the slack for all the vegans out there to make sure that there's
yeah, you do. I remember the first time I met you. Well, not the first time I met you, but the first time that we talked, you were eating steak, and then I noticed another time you were eating steak, and then we started doing business together, and you're eating steak. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know a little secret, if you ever want to make this man happy, just give him a good steak because he
don't take me out to dinner. It's gonna be expensive. I'm gonna eat a lot of steak.
That's right. That's right. Do not invite Crusader out to dinner. He will be eating steak, and if there's an option for what's the crazy expensive steak, the real deal one. I've had it before.
Tomahawk.
Well, tomahawks, yes, but there's like a certain
$100 plus.
Yeah, there's like a certain type of somebody in the chat tell me. I think it's like a Japanese.
The Wagyu steak. You're talking about
Wagyu. Yep, Clay the Great. I'll tell you what, Clay the Great's just got the alpha all over the place, bro. Man, bringing heat on Avax, tossing that out in the Discord. Wagyu
Avax. I saw Avax popping above $50.
Above 50,000, bro. We're rich.
No, but above $50, it's sitting.
I have not. We will get. Actually, let's jump into that in just a second. Let me just say hi to the chat real quick. First of all, reminder to everybody: Friday. Shout out to Print Token. They are sponsoring the channel on Friday. They're sponsoring the Flipper Hodl. So there's $4,000. I know it says 4,100 across the bottom. There's $4,000 on the line for Friday. We got your boy Crypto Face coming on. So it's going to be a wild show. So get your super chats in. We're going to do something a little different today. There's a few people in here right now. I'll maybe remind you later. See the thing running across the bottom of the screen? We're going to double all that. We're going to do that today. We want to get some names on the wheel and ready for Flipper Hodl. Super excited. Shout out to, like I said, Print Token. They have tokenized mining projects, which is really freaking cool. Whole nother story, but shout out to them. They are sponsoring the channel on Friday. So Mike Lowry said, be like Mike and smash the like. Mike Lowry, I appreciate you, brother. Crypto Gamer in the house. French Toaster, as always. Clay the Great. The Blind Ninja. Paul Sampson. Hey, we got a celebrity in the chat. CVO, shout out to you, bro. Good to see you. Million Trading something or other. And see, did I miss anybody else? Wick 589. Just trying to get everybody real quick. C's Crypto and Puddles. Hey yo. So I'm glad to see everybody. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Yeah, let's look at the markets. You brought it up. Let's talk about it. All right. The global crypto market cap is, drumroll please. This is not right. Hold that thought. I was going to get people excited. They see green. I swear, coin market. Maybe I'm going to start using CoinGecko. Coin market cap jumps around like a freaking savage. I don't know why you're still seeing that. It's black on my page. It is like reloading. There we go. 2.66 trillion with the T dollars. It's down 2.31%. Bitcoin hovering at 70,135. Dude, it is up. It is about to breach 69K. You know what? It's over. The bull run's over. We're going to zero. You know what I mean? It was a good run while we had it. It was a good run while we had it. ETH 38.94 down about 4%. You guys know how this goes. Usually when Bitcoin starts to head down, everything else heads down a little harder. BNB though holding strong, up 3.56%. If you have got some beans in your bag, they're up 31.92% on 7-day. Solana down just a little. What's that?
BNBs, are they really called beans?
Well, that's, you know what? And again, I'm learning. But the whale chats, the in group, and maybe they're young, maybe whatever, but they call them beans. He said, "Yeah, I got a bag of beans," and I was like, "Okay, boomer time. What the heck is a bean?" And it makes sense, right? BNB.
BNB only.
Say that again.
Only when they're referring to the BNB. Right?
Yeah, they're just talking about they're just talking about BNB token. Yeah. So XRP down 7.5% at 67 cents.
Wow. I lost it.
Cardano, we're going to talk about Cardano today. Down almost 4%. Over 4%. Just kidding. At 72 cents. Dogecoin rounding out, and AVAX rounding out the top 10. Okay, so you talked about AVAX. AVAX is up almost 13% on the day and like 25% on the week, I believe. Was there something in particular that was going on, Crusader, that you wanted?
They're just awesome.
They're just awesome. Clay the Great would concur.
The Joe token is also popping off.
They are they're at almost $20 billion market cap, and we are just getting started.
AVAX coins are popping off too.
How high do you see? So the total supply, this is the only thing I don't like about AVAX. The max supply is 720 million, right? The supply, or the max supply 720 million. The total supply is 436 million, like right now. So fully diluted, you're at 37, almost 38 billion. That's 52. Oh yeah, it's right there. 52%. That means they can still dilute. What does that look like, Crusader? Do you know, or Clay the Great, if you know in the chat, like how are they putting more tokens into play? Is it gaming? Like what is it?
I'm assuming it has to do with their subnet technology. As more cryptos in their ecosystem goes into their subnet,
okay,
they have to dilute their currency. But I'm not worried about it for the simple fact that at least it has a max cap. Ethereum doesn't even have a max cap. Ethereum just prints forever, but it's deflationary, right? Because they introduced a burn mechanism. So I don't think it's very difficult for AVAX, if it needs to introduce a burn mechanism as well, and just continue burning their inflation rate if it gets too crazy and bring it back down. So that's why I'm not too worried about it, because it has a max supply. A lot of cryptos only have a total supply. They don't even show you the max supply, and they could be completely changed later on.
Yeah, no, for sure. You just need to be careful you don't get diluted. There's so much that you learn in crypto as you're here longer. Little things that are not so little, like they're a big deal. So pay attention to that. Wick says, oh, dang, I never actually read the scroll across the bottom. I just thought it was decoration. Well, shout out to you, Wick. We are actually doing super chats, which we're doubling up on all of this today. Those are going to get your name on the wheel for $4,000, which is put up on Friday. Shout out to Print Token for that. I had one more thing I wanted to see. I was looking at the chat real quick because there's a bunch of stuff going on. Look at this. This man's a legend. Clay the Great gifting 5 Crypto Wars memberships. I am Clay the Great putting you on the wheel right now. And dude, check this out. So that, right? So that normally would be 15, right? Guess what he just got? 30 slots on the wheel. 30. Which is ridiculous. You know, the funny thing is, we talked about this, Crusader. If you look at all of the money that we have given away that people actually don't even like know that we've given away, it seems like if you look at all the money that we have given away over the, however many games that we've played, what would you say is the most that somebody has put in all of the super chats?
Well, we've seen some people donate.
Yeah, we've seen some random 100s.
We've seen some people drop in 100, right?
But it's not been the same people continuing to do. So we've seen some of those. Like, what would you guess? Like, over all the games, how much do you think you've seen from one person, possibly in a super chat? I know we're guessing. Yeah.
I wouldn't put more than $200.
Neither would I. I was literally thinking the same thing. I don't think that there's
people that have already dropped like an actual 100 on the super chat itself, which are rare, but they have happened. So I think small amounts yet. I mean, like the guy that has won 2 times, both put in like a $10 super chat both times. So he put in like a total $20.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I was getting at was, Clay, I see you. He says, put my boy Million Trading on the wheel. I'm putting him on there for you, bro. I got him on there for you, brother. I guess what I'm getting at is the cool thing about what we're doing is that we're giving away so much money and potential, and even though nobody's won the grand finale yet, nobody's won the whole amount, dude. You get up there one time, and I mean, you absolutely have crushed it, and you're I mean, I don't know. I think it's dope. So, what else we got here? Million Trading says, gang members, we going to 79K. Yeah, I will.
Well, it didn't look so like let's talk about Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin, whether it's having a retracement right now, let me pull up.
You want to pull it? Yeah. I got you. I'll pull it up.
So Bitcoin has broken.
Hey guys, share this out if you haven't already. Share this, smash the like, put on the bell notifications. We need some more people in here. I realize that we have been spotty recently on streaming, but let's get some people in here. Share this out on the X platform for me, would you? Go ahead.
So yeah, overall, we broke the all-time high, which is represented by this yellow line, right? And this is the first daily candle that we have officially closed, which was yesterday, above the previous all-time high, right? We've wicked above it, hit 70, came back down, hit 70 something again, came back down, hit 60. So we've made all-time highs multiple times in the last couple of weeks, but we've always wicked and closed right back down under the previous all-time high of 69,000 on the daily. Yesterday is the first time we officially broke above it and closed above it. So that's very significant, right? Then now comes into play the whole thing that Anthony Pompliano's been talking about, well, now after the Bitcoin price reaches new all-time highs, you have like 18 to 20 days or whatever before it doubles up. It's done that 3 out of 4 times in the past. And in 20 days from now, a little bit more than 20 days, about 35 days from now, is also the Bitcoin halving. So these things are coming, side to side at the same time. So we're having a retracement right now. We could maybe retrace back down to the previous all-time high of 69,100. I'll be very interested to see if that holds. If we break below that, right, then things could be different here for the short period of time. I've been talking about a drop down to 55, 56,000, right? A retrace of this range, because all we did was just blast right through it. We came back, we waited down to the point of control and closed above 63,000, and I've been just up since then. So if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be like a 20-something% drop at this point. It would be 21% drop, which is nothing for Bitcoin. Bitcoin eats those for breakfast. But if it holds, if this 69,100, which is the previous all-time high, actually holds, going to be very, very interesting if we hold up on support and start.
Yeah, if it holds the all-time highest support, bro, like who knows where this is headed. We've talked about this a lot, but we have blast off, and for those of you that understand how the crypto markets work, blast off for Bitcoin generally means blast off for almost everything else. Speaking of blast off, I was talking about Toncoin yesterday. Toncoin up almost 36% on the week, and actually, let me look. Yesterday, I think they were up on the daily, so 13.23% today. This is, for those of you that don't know, Toncoin is, I was trying to pull that off. Toncoin is effectively the Telegram, the money of Telegram. They've got a lot of bots and basically things that are being used in Telegram where it just boop and it uses Ton to purchase them. Meme coins are moving over to Toncoin. Like, this network is going to be very popular because, let's call it like it is, Telegram has got a lot going on in the crypto space. It is absolutely rife with things happening in the crypto space. And so I'm interested to see how far Ton shoots. I actually bridged some Ton for something that I'm looking at later on this evening. Crusader, don't let me forget to go over that with you. But I bridged some Ton so that I'd have something ready, for some dry powder ready for this evening. But I think that thing is going to do very well because of Telegram. And then also, I think we talk about Kaspa and VeChain. VeChain's a few ahead of Kaspa right now. They're both down, though. I think Kaspa and VeChain both have a lot of upside potential. Let me ask you this, Crusader. We skipped right over, and we could jump into it. We're going to talk about some Ethereum. We're going to talk about Shiba, and we're going to talk about Cardano. For those of you that saw, if I can speak, the title. Yeah, a big word there. Got kind of sidetracked with that huge word that is title. But yeah, so we'll talk about those in just a minute. But I want to ask you, Crusader. So you've got something like Toncoin that got introduced to me not too long ago because of some of the OGs in the Telegram space. Is there any like blue chips besides Kaspa that you kind of have your eye on, that you see running up the charts? Because Toncoin's number 13 now. Like, most people don't even know what it is, and it's number 13.
So you're asking me, like, okay, it's like a
Yeah, do you have any blue chips that maybe, you know, we haven't talked about a whole bunch? We'll start with the blue chip, then we'll talk about some other things like Cardano and Shiba and whatnot. But do you have any blue chips that you're like, hey, this thing is going to run up the chain, and a reason for it? Just curious.
Well, I mean, there is a few of those, right? Like Injective, I wouldn't say it's a blue chip, but the new project, but I think it's going to do very well. It's ranked to number 29. ICP, I said at this point it should be a blue chip, right? I think that's going to hit at least $100 this run.
What's ICP at? $15?
$13.94.
Okay, yeah, 14.
Let's see here. Render's been doing really good. I have a play for against Render, or like a competitor that I'm working on. Stacks, which was here last turn as well as a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. It's number 33. This time around, I think it's going to actually it is the matic of Bitcoin. And now that Bitcoin actually has an ecosystem, Stacks actually has a true purpose besides creating city coins like it was doing in the last bull run.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I think that's going to do pretty well. And then, you know, there's a bunch of new projects here and there. You know, there's the Phantom. It's been around. A lot of people are excited about Phantom now. Phantom just started popping out of nowhere. I don't even know if the devs or the founders ever came back to that project. Last time I ever heard about it was they had left the project. So I don't know what they're doing or what's going on over there, but people are very excited about Phantom recently. And outside of that, dude, you know, Bitcoin's ecosystem, obviously, there's a blue chip right there that's going to perform well. I do think you were talking about Ton and, like, you know, an ecosystem for meme coins or whatever. An ecosystem for meme coins that I'm looking at right now is Base. A lot of people are talking about Base meme coins. And Base doesn't even have their actual own coin yet. And Base, guys, is by Coinbase. It was created by Coinbase.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Zombie talk. I think it was Crypto Zombie talking about in one of his videos this week, basically giving his little bit of a conspiracy theory, right? Of Binance was the number one player, right? And they have their BNB token, which has done extremely, extremely well. Before BlackRock could get into the ETFs, they wanted to make sure they could knock Binance down, make sure they're no longer the number one competitor, get rid of CZ, and, you know, prop up Coinbase, since Coinbase is the company that they've partnered up with for custodial purposes, and mostly all the ETFs work through Coinbase.
Yeah.
So they now have their Base network, right? They don't have a Base coin just yet. They don't actually have a token on it, but they do have Base, the network, and they're starting to create all these meme coins and, you know, ecosystem tokens over there, and they're popping. So I think that Base, once they release their token at some point, I'm sure they'll release their own token. It's going to do very well, and just the Base network in general has been very hot lately. With Brett, they had like freaking a bunch of like weird cousins and sisters and brothers of Brett.
It's narrative, dude. Shout out to Larry the Whale, buddy of mine, Crusader. You've met him, really good guy. He's talking about in the meme space, like, the reality is it's the narrative plays that are doing well, and you just named like basically friends of Pepe. It's this whole narrative that's spun around these ideas that make the memes like do even more than they possibly, or might be just the reality that they're almost attaching them to. So like Pepe did well, right? So Pepe's best friend's got to be a freaking G, bro, right? Like that's legitimately, I know how silly it sounds, but it's true. They're like, well, wait a minute. Pepe's best friend is Brett, right? So we got to make a Brett coin. And if we make a Brett coin, right, Pepe would obviously hook his buddy Brett up, right? So Brett's got to go to the moon too. It's just how it works. Can't explain it to you people, but it's how it works. Okay. Friends don't let other friends not pump their projects. That's what it comes down to. I think it's wild, but it's true. And
Bitcoin's testing that previous all-time high right now.
Yeah.
We're at 69,100. We're bouncing right off of it right now.
Bing. Hey, quick question for you. This might be a coincidence. C's says, Crusader, can you talk about your TA on Floki? So let me ask you, is he mistaken on my TikTok on Floki, or do you actually have TA on Floki?
Well, I don't know if I have TA on Floki, but I was looking at Floki the other day.
Okay.
And dude, literally in a span of an hour, I saw over 30 transactions that accumulated more than $200,000 of Floki. One transaction alone was $98,000.
let me tell you,
$98,000 on Floki. And then a bunch of other ones were 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, just back to back. Just
the larger transactions on that, when it gets into the billions, are obviously because, you know, they're looking to, you know, double up, and if I'm going to double up, I need to do it with a larger number. That's pretty obvious, right? There's not going to be probably 100x from there. But let me just call it like it is, right? I did a sponsor. I don't do much sponsored stuff, but I did a sponsored TikTok that I put out last night. If you guys want to go check it out, on Floki. Now, let me be really clear. I won't do anything sponsored unless I like it. I'm in on it. I've got a bag of Floki. Like, it's something that I like, and it's over $1 billion market cap. So I did a paid post on that, and the word on the street is that Floki is doing a lot of paid advertising. You guys know we never hide behind anything. We say question everything, trust nothing. I'm giving it to you straight. They are pumping money into marketing right now to make this thing what it is. It's already done its thing, right? And it's probably going to continue to absolutely rip. But you add marketing to that. I put into the description hype, and more hype. And the reality is, we're still in the crypto space that hype. I think hype trumps anything, as it were, right now. That might not always be like that, but right now, hype trumps everything. Do you agree? I mean, I don't know what else you can.
I wouldn't say hype. I would say proper marketing is what
Okay, fair enough. Yes. When I say hype, it kind of sounds like it's BS. Yeah. No.
Proper marketing, right? Because like, look at Illuvium, right? Last bull run, Illuvium was just pure marketing, showing the trailer of their game, right? Showing what they were doing. And there was no game, and that thing pumped to like well over $1,000 per coin, Illuvium.
Yeah.
Right. This cycle around, they actually have their game. We'll see how it does. Right. And in general, right? Flipper Hodl. One of the things, right, that people have told us, you can give away $1 million. If nobody knows you're giving away $1 million, nobody's going to come to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, you know, it's the same thing. We have to market that show so that people know it's happening to come see it. So you can have the greatest technology, right, like ICP or whatever, but if their marketing sucks and nobody's talking about ICP, nobody's going to know that they have the greatest technology, and that maybe that's something they should be accumulating. So the reason why some of these meme coins perform so well is because they know how to market properly, how to get on the right exchanges, how to get in front of people's attention. And then from the proper marketing, that escalates to the hype, right? The FOMO of, oh man, this is everywhere. This is going crazy. It's going parabolic, whatever. Then the FOMO kicks in. Then the hype, you know, takes it, you know, is the cherry on top.
Yeah.
But proper marketing is important.
Proper marketing. That's a way better way to put it, because hype makes it sound like it's BS, and I wasn't suggesting.
I mean, there is a lot of that for sure.
There's
definitely a lot of that.
Of course there is. It's crypto, and it's 2024, and we got social media leading the way, the attention economy. And the attention is what people, you know, are going after at all times. I mean, shoot, we're sitting here on YouTube talking to people, right? We can get paid and do get paid on views. So literally attention economy, right? It just is what it is. All right. So I'm going somewhere with this. Okay. I'm going somewhere with that narrative. I'm going to put a pause on it though right now, because I want
to tell you guys, Bitcoin has wicked below the previous all-time high of 69,000, and we're bouncing right now. We're on the 1 hour. I'm looking at the 1 hour. We still got 30 minutes left on it before closing. So we'll see if that can hold. If that holds, dude, and we have like a swing fail here of this previous all-time high,
blast off.
Go.
Yeah, I concur. I think it'll be interesting to see. Do we blast off from here, hold it as support? That would be a beautiful
I also want to give a shout out before you go jump in as well. Sorry to interrupt, but freaking who called that out? CVO called that out this morning. I'm gonna pull out his post, because it's actually doing exactly what he posted.
Was it an X post, or was it in the Discord?
That's an X post. Let me share my screen here.
Okay. Well, while you pull that up, I just want to let everybody know I've got somewhere I'm headed with the discussion of Floki, Shiba, and then I'm going to tie that in with Cardano. Believe it or not, we will get there. I got a couple things I want to touch on regarding Ethereum first. But go ahead.
Anyone getting Bart vibes? That was before we dropped. Look at us now. Bart Simpson head right here.
That's wild, dude.
Perfect Bart Simpson.
That's wild.
Whether we hold above here or not, we keep dropping. This is the perfect Bart Simpson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to CVO. Literally called it.
Yep. CVO is a legend. CVO, shout out to you, bro. Continue making good calls. Bring that alpha to your Discord. They have a fantastic Discord. If you guys are looking to learn how to trade and do well regarding trading, that is definitely there. Okay, so before I tie together the meme coin narrative and what I want to talk about with Cardano, let's talk about one more thing that is probably the biggest in the meme coin space overall, which is Ethereum. All right, I want to ask you, the Dencun upgrade is tomorrow morning. I believe it's tomorrow morning. It's
Who's that?
Who's that? So it includes a number of code changes, but the biggest one is the proto-dank sharding. Hold on, let me do this.
Dank. What do you mean dank? Is dank or something?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's the way you would definitely describe that.
Saying it's got swamp ass. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's definitely gassy, bro. Gas fees are crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Okay, so that's what I'm about to bring up. So the Dencun upgrade, so proto-dank sharding, which introduces a new method for storing and transaction data into on Ethereum called blobs. All right, so remember the blobs. Layer 2 networks like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Polygon will benefit from the Dencun. The networks help to scale ETH by bundling up transactions from users and then passing them to Ethereum, where they're settled in big batches, which is not how they're done right now. Over the past year, they become the primary venues for transacting on top of Ethereum, amassing billions of dollars in deposits and consistently boasting higher transaction volumes than the main Ethereum chain. So we've talked about it time and time and time again. As much as I love ETH, I hate donating it effectively. I've been talking about this in one of the chats on Telegram. I just hate the idea of donating. So, I mean, the transactions that I made yesterday were hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be able to move around on the ETH network. I'm hoping that this Dencun upgrade can help. Now, they say the layer 2s are going to be the most heavily affected, but if it can even help on a layer 1, do you see, this is what I'm getting at. So the layer 2, boom, Dencun upgrade tomorrow. It's going to be a big deal. Some people are doing some watch parties, etc. Super excited about it because of what it is.
For the actual upgrade.
There is, yeah. There's a bunch of node operators and, well, some names that I wasn't really familiar with, but I clicked into them to peek, and they had some big followings, and they're going to do like a watch party for when it actually goes live. Bunch of dorks.
Yeah, they ain't gonna see nothing, so I don't know what they're looking at.
Like, yeah, I don't know either. But
blockchain, the block was processed.
I'm with it.
To the Dencun.
I'm just here presenting information. That's all I can do. My question to you, Crusader, well, 2 questions. 1, do you believe that we will get to a point where ETH is only done for like large things, like when they go to tokenizing real estate and doing car titles and deeds and this, that, and the third, like important big documents? Do you think that ETH is going to go to where it's only going to be that, and we'll get away from all of this smaller stuff on ETH and it'll move over to a layer 2? Or do you think that ETH is going to be able to actually, on Ethereum, actually fix its own problem? No? Never. Not going to fix it.
Never stop having gas fee problems. It will never stop.
Why?
Because more is being built on it faster than the upgrades can come through to prevent the gas fee problems from happening. Right? It's like you're rebuilding a car engine while still driving down the highway. Like there's only so much you can do without stopping or destroying the car from moving. So
I never thought of it that way.
Moving. You can only make small changes at a time. You're still going to continue having gas problems eventually, right? Because you have these massive waves of just a bunch of stuff getting built on. And like I've said before, it's a problem, but it's also a feature of Ethereum to prevent the Fugazi from getting out of hand, right? And just be nonstop building nonsense on the network and congesting up the network to the point where the network could fail or could get clogged up, and then it has to shut down to organize, like how we've seen with some other blockchains happen, because they have such low gas fees. They have those congestion problems at some point. Ethereum prevents itself from crashing by pricing people out and saying you can no longer build on here or do anything unless you're willing to pay high amounts of dollars. And reality is there's not that many people that can do it. So the congestion easily comes down of traffic, and the blockchain can continue moving on, processing everything it needs to, and it avoids that fatal crash error time.
I was kind of numb to it for a while. Just trying my hardest not to pay close attention to it. But with the markets ripping the way that they are, here's the thing. I was talking to somebody actually that's in my whale chat that actually works out. He's in my town, and he's a friend of a really good friend of mine. He ended up introducing himself at the gym. I was like, what the heck? This dude, I don't, at any event, small world. But we worked out this morning. We were talking about, some of the fees on Ethereum. We were talking about some of the tokens that, we're buying on Ethereum and the amount of money being spent. And it's crazy because the price has appreciated so much so fast. You don't even recognize it. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll throw 0.2 at that. And I'll throw 0.3 at that. Dude, all of a sudden, what you're effectively saying is in dollars, I'll throw 800 at that. I'll throw 1,200 at that, as if I'm buying a cheeseburger, right? And so what was happening was I would see a gas fee come through, not thinking about that. I would see a gas fee come through, and I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And then afterwards, I'd be like, wow, I just paid $149 for a gas fee, which now when I need to get out of said asset, I need to figure in. I need to know that on the way out, I'm going to be paying a gas fee as well. So I need that much more price appreciation from the token. The thing that's crazy, though, is that right now in the meme space, the big plays are still on ETH, which brings me full circle to what I really wanted to talk about. Unless, actually, hit that. Do you have anything else, as it were, with ETH? It brings me full circle to, excuse me, why, of all of the networks, Crusader, are we not seeing Cardano meme coins rip, like take off? Like they're there, you know what I'm saying? They're a thing.
Yeah.
I've not seen one. I haven't. Now there's different chats that are out there, I'm sure. But why is that not a thing?
So they have a few, and they had their time. Remember, like during
shout out to Crypto Angels with the $10 super chat. I got you. Crypto Angels is a member as well, right? Crypto Angels has won money multiple times.
So, they had their run with Snake, however you want to pronounce it, throughout the
Hosky
market
or something like that.
Huh?
Hosky, I think, was one of the big ones.
Yeah, Hosky was another one. But Snake has been the one that's still stuck around. I don't know if those other ones are still around or not. But I think it's smaller ecosystem, smaller money flows in there, right? The reason why Ethereum and Solana are so popular is because people have made so much money with Ethereum and Solana. And the more the native token pumps, the more people get excited on those networks, right? So like Cardano hasn't had a really massive run just yet. So people aren't that excited right now on the Cardano ecosystem to start throwing money at meme coins. It's a weird thing that some ecosystems, even though they're smaller, can sometimes do very well, but other times they just go very silent for very long. I think it's only a matter of time before we see Cardano meme coins popping off again. It's just one of those things that it comes in waves. We have Ethereum waves, then we have Solana, we have Avax. At some point we'll probably see Cardano. We've seen Base popping off recently. So
just the money flow the same way that it goes from Bitcoin, ETH, large cap, mid cap, small caps, memes.
And it comes back to market
range.
Can they produce something that they can market and get enough hype behind, right? That brings people over to the Cardano ecosystem and want to spend some their Cardano for a meme coin there. That really is what comes down to it a lot of times too.
Check this out. Nathan says, I love how Keeper simultaneously believes this time is different, but we're also going to do the same thing as last time. I will say, great point. Okay. For me, just to throw it out there, is that when I say this time is different, I said this yesterday, when I say this time is different, this time truly is different, as it were, with the institutional money with these ETFs. That's what makes it different. I don't, however, believe that we're not still going to have the gambling casino that is the meme coin space. I think that is going to be around probably forever. So you're going to see a lot of that same. Do I think that we're going to see the same thing, as it were, with NFTs? I'm not so sure, dude. I'm not. Now, the floor, somebody just tossed into our Telegram chat, the floor on, what do you think the floor is on Bored Ape Yacht Club right now?
Last time I saw it was 17. Mutants are almost under 2 ETH.
Dude, 12.5 ETH is the floor on Bored Ape Yacht Club. And
That's a big drop.
okay, so a lot of people would look at that and say, hell of an opportunity. And I wouldn't disagree. But at the same time, for me, I just don't know if it is. If the liquidity isn't there to get in and out the way you need to in terms of as a general rule with NFTs, and I'm wondering, is that going to play out differently this run? Are the NFTs? Tell me in the chat. Are the NFTs going to play out differently this time? The meme coins obviously are.
I think NFTs are going to keep growing, and they're still going to come back, and they're still going to have their big boom. I just think that some of these legacy NFTs might not come back, right? We might not see a 100 ETH floor again for Bored Ape. I think the reason why is since its inception, they've produced a lot and given back a lot of money, right? Ape Coin and a bunch of other NFT drops and a bunch of stuff to their holders throughout the last couple of years. How much longer can they keep that up? How much more, right? If I buy a Bored Ape right now for 12 ETH, before people were buying the Bored Apes for whatever, they were making back that 50 ETH, 60 ETH that they spent on a Bored Ape throughout all the airdrops and all the stuff that was happening, right? Now, realistically, can you remake your money back just by being a holder, and they will continue to airdrop things that are successful enough for you to make the money back? That's the real question. And I feel like there's a lot of I did see a tweet a few days ago. I think it wasn't from Six. It was somebody else, but Six had retweeted it, talking about how they're ape holders and they're really upset about how they're partnering up with Magic Eden. And if the holders themselves are not going to get an airdrop of something they called like diamonds, I don't know what they're referring to, right? If they don't get a fat airdrop of something and get money, then the holders are kind of pretty much bail. They're going to just walk away, because the only incentive that partnership then means between the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Magic Eden is just traded volume, right? More trading volume for the company, but nothing really for the holders. So I think the holders are getting upset too. People that have gotten in at these later parts in the bear market, thinking that they were going to make all that money back and that the apes are going to continue increasing in value, and they haven't. They've been dropping, and I don't think they've been making as much money as they want. And at the same time, how much are you going to dilute, right? They have a bunch of collections now. They have like those little robot things. They have the Codas. They have their metaverse thing. They have the ape coin. What are they going to continue producing that keeps like devaluing? I don't know. They could make a comeback. For sure, they could make a comeback.
Well,
they're great at marketing. They've proven that for sure.
For sure.
Question is, can they come back?
Yeah, that is for sure. They are definitely that, and then it comes down to, the reality is the people that obviously created the Bored Apes. Yuga Labs, like, dude, at this point they're set, because the royalties and just,
the company is set, but the holders, right? Holders is the problem. Is the people that are getting in now. Right? The holders that got in early before all of this, they've made hand over fist and money, right? All the holders that got in at sub 10 ETH, even sub 20 ETH, 30, 40, 50 ETH, as that run was happening, they were getting all those airdrops. They made all their money back. They're happy, but the people that are getting in now are not so happy.
Holy Avax, up 16% today. It is ripping and running. I'm interested to see.
Bro, it looks like we're gonna have this.
Hey, it looks like what?
What happened?
You want to pull it? No, I was just gonna say Avax is another one that the meme coins are absolutely popping off on, or have had some that absolutely pop off. What do you got, homie?
So here on the 30-minute, you can see we came down, we wicked below the all-time high, the previous all-time high, and now in this 1 hour, we're bouncing up.
Bouncing right off of it. You can't tell me TA doesn't work when you see things like this, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, swing fail pattern, right? We'll see what it looks like on the 1 hour when this 1 hour fully closes in the next 18 minutes before the show ends. We'll see what that looks like. Can we keep dropping? Yeah, sure. Maybe we just keep dropping later on. But we are getting oversold on ChartPrime. Market Cipher is heading towards his lower end as well, possibly picking back up the momentum wave. Money flow is a little red. VWAP is kind of neutral here, but I do think it's going to start curving back up here in the next hour or so if we can continue with this upward pressure. We're seeing it happen in the 30-minute right now. Momentum wave is coming back around. VWAP's coming up. Money flow is picking back up. ChartPrime oversold. At some point, we're going to get a reversal here and start coming up.
Yeah. I always say this, but it just will be interesting to see what kind do we repeat? Do we not repeat? Are we actually,
do we go 100x long right now on Bitcoin on this swing fail pattern?
100x long? Just start putting in small 100x long positions. Just be willing to lose like $1,000 at a time, or put a really tight stop. And then when it does go,
you put 100. Oh, I'm gonna do the math real quick. See what it is. You put $100 in at like 200x long.
Oh, it'd be ignorant, but you better catch it without. You better catch it and not have the pullbacks as well. Yeah, Crusader, real quick, talk to the people, show them a little bit of TA. I got to take this call real quick. 1 second.
All right, go talk to your Illuminati people. All right, guys, here we go. Right, let's go look at some TA here. We're seeing. Oh, let me share my screen. Here we go. Let me bring it up. All right, as you guys can see here, right, Bitcoin's having this bounce off on the 30-minute here, very close. We got 16 minutes before we close that. Very, very bullish for Bitcoin in the short term. Let's jump on over to ICP. Actually, let's look at Solana. Let me jump out here to the daily. Solana still holding above the 138 point of control here range. Looking pretty good. We could retest it. We retested it yesterday. We had a bounce, looking pretty good. Meanwhile, we stay above this 138. Solana is looking bullish, possibly heading towards this value area high of $175. Let's go take a look at. Let's go take a look at ADA. Let's see what ADA is doing. So ADA right now is sitting at some resistance here. Got rejected from freaking 75 cents, headed down to 73. If we see a full market retrace here, we could see this thing heading lower, but it's building a little bit of a range here. Where's my range tool? Here it is. You can see we had this big breakout from down here from 62 cents. Finally, after a long time being sitting under 62 cents, we finally broke above it. And let's see what this little range is telling us. Yeah, we need to break above the value area high, which is 77. We're currently sitting right on the point of control, maybe a little bit lower. And if we head below 71,000, obviously this is a developing short time frame range here on the daily. But if we break below 71, then obviously we have to look out. Maybe this 69 will be some nice support here, since we did have a huge swing fail down here. We had a huge wick all the way down to 55, came right back up, and then bounced off the 69. So we'll see if we do lose this value or low 71, if 69 can hold. If not, we're possibly heading a little bit lower, down to 63 cent level for Cardano. Let's check out, let's see here. Do I have a chart for Avax? Let me see if I have a chart for Avax here. Let's take a look at Joe Token. Joe Token smashing through resistance. Joe Token is...
My apologies.
Joe Token's another one, the DEX on what you call it, on Avax. Had a nice little run today. Since yesterday, it's been running. It's up 42% since yesterday. Today alone, it's up. Let me see.
Moon Boot. Sorry. I thought I was still. No, I was honestly talking to myself. I thought I was muted for a second. I was going to say Moon Boot. He just put this up here. Apparently, he wanted to let everybody know, what he's got going on. But he says that we need to give him a wrench. I'm guessing that he's talking about himself. So Moon Boot boy, you want a wrench? Toss a one into the chat if you want a wrench. Okay, so Crusader, what were you talking about when I had to take a call for my other business?
Some different.
Just look at some stuff that's pumping.
Yeah, some stuff that's happening here. Let me see. Okay. Where's my magnet? Yeah, just a local little high here that we're trying to fight right now. 72 cents. Trying to see if we can stay above this local high.
Yeah.
For Cardano. But what were we talking about before you jumped off?
I don't know where I was at. I literally, the call came through and I knew I had to take it because I had a problem on a job site and I got sidetracked. So I apologize, fam, for doing that. We were talking about Avalanche, then moving back on to, I guess, just wondering where we talked about Bitcoin bouncing, where it's going to end up, and then I was going to touch on Aitech because I think there's a great entry point for something that I hold. Just full disclosure. Did you ever get in, Crusader? Are you in on Aitech?
Yeah, I hold that thing.
Okay, all right. I think there's a great entry point here, and I know there's some alpha that's going to be happening this week that's going to make this thing rip and run. And it's not a meme coin, so I feel good about talking about it as a small cap right now, almost 7 million. And I just think it's going to do really well, dude. So I want to tell you this. They now have a hedge fund that is going to be backing and providing liquidity for their loans, which is huge, because what they're going to be able to do is do larger cap stuff as well. So it's not just going to be the low caps will be, because ultimately they want to build out this platform. The low cap stuff is definitely much more risky, which we've talked about. They want to be able to add some higher cap stuff and have more liquidity to be able to take loans and or to be able to do loans, because people are going, and some people are going to want to do it with the low cap, some people are going to want to do it with high caps. But the reality is the wealthy take loans against their assets, and they, utilize OPM.
Meme holders are going to take.
Well, whatever the wealthy leverage their assets, and that is a wealthy thinking, using OPM, other people's money. Aitech is bringing that out. It's AITEK if you guys are looking for the ticker. But I just, dude, I don't know. I can't. Here's what I want. I want to clip this later on. You give me shit about it because I'm a holder and I have this bias and blase, blah. But I'm telling you, when this thing absolutely rips, it's going to be a great one to look back at and say, see, I told you guys at 1.5 or 2 million. So we're 4x up from that. We've been a lot higher than that. I'm just waiting for this thing to do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus million. And we can look back and say, man, Keeper, that was a great call. That's what I'm looking forward to.
You better hope.
I more than think. I don't quite know, because you never know, but I more than think that that's where it's headed. What else we got? You said Trader Joe token was just killing it.
Yeah, they're up.
And what else did you talk about? What else did you get into?
Went over ICP. Went over Solana. Did I went over ICP? I don't think I went over ICP, but I went over Solana.
Okay. Let me touch something else. If you're bridging tokens, we were talking about going on to different networks. And last night, I don't think I even told you this, Crusader, I was bridging to Ton on one of the bridging networks. And it was over on changenow.io. And normally within less than 10 minutes, it will be bridged. Okay. It was taking forever. I then went to bed. I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. Whatever. I went to bed. I woke up to use the bathroom like 3 a.m. So like 5 hours later, still nothing. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, what in the heck is going on? At any event, I sent a message to there, and I think this is interesting for people to hear and know that this is how hot the markets are. I sent a message to their customer service, which they were very responsive just immediately. And the message that they sent read, here, I'll read it to you because I literally screenshotted it. So the message that they sent was this: this exchange has stuck. The exchange is stuck on the payout stage since the delays on our liquidity provider's side. We apologize for the inconvenience. Your exchange will be finished within the next 2 to 3 hours, probably much faster. We're doing the best to speed this up. Listen, the liquidity side, the liquidity provider's side, there is so much. Think about this. There's so much happening right now in the space that people, that big companies that are providing liquidity to these platforms that are bridging, that are exchanging, that are swapping, can't even damn near keep up right now. But what am I getting at? A, it's just showing you how hot the market is. B, this is one of the things that makes me nervous when this type of stuff happens. It gets so big, so fast, ripping so hard, and at the end of the day, right, it is a computer network that we are trusting to do what it says it's going to do. And when you're not doing a small amount, dude, it gets a little scary. So I just wanted to tell people, if you have an issue where it's just continuing to kind of spin and not get your money bridged over, send something to customer support. On top of that, just know that they do have, some of the different platforms do have some liquidity issues from now and then, or now from time to time. So just throwing it out there, a little encouragement for people. Little encouragement if you're scared, freaking thinking that you lost all of your whatever it was that you were bridging. So yeah. Anything else?
The Pungy Penguins have flipped the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Oh yeah.
The big
Let me see.
They are.
Can I pull your screen?
Yeah, pull up my screen. So you can see here, Pudgy Penguins are currently sitting at 14.36 ETH.
Yep.
And Bored Ape is down at 13.3. I think it's actually lower than that now. I think they're down at like 12.5. So it is the talk of the town now.
Yeah.
They've actually been pretty good. I mean, they produced like a toy line out in Walmart, and everybody was you can actually buy your Pudgies as little like plush dolls or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how that works for like the holders and what kind of rev share they're getting from that, or if they're getting a rev share from it. But it would be wild if Pudgy Penguins becomes the new Bored Ape and just completely replaces them in the next bull market. Who freaking knows? Should have bought one when it was like 5 ETH.
Dave Digital said, "Is that all? Sweep the floor." Only 14 ETH. Start sweeping. Yeah, I am curious to see what happens with these.
The NFTs are going to come back. There's a new version of NFTs. I don't know if you've heard about the ERC 404. I'm sharing your DJing groups. Somebody's told you about it if they haven't already.
Yep.
But I think that's going to be a new creative way for meme coins and NFTs to merge together and become a new wave of something in crypto that people get excited about. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to last. I mean, we said the same thing about the Bitcoin ordinals. Here we are a year later. They're still rocking and rolling. So I think they are going to get standardized and they are going to become a thing. So people can get really creative with those. If you don't know what they are, basically, just how NFTs have our limited collection of like 10,000, they basically are dropping you a meme coin. You buy it on the DEX like Uniswap, and you're buying a token. The supply is only like $10,000, $12,000, 12,000 piece collection, right? So the price gets really astronomically high really quickly. These coins start going for over thousands of dollars, and every coin you buy on the swap, it automatically mints an NFT for you and drops it into your wallet.
Well, what's the point?
Well, the point is you're buying into an NFT collection. It's more liquid than
via
NFT
token
because you're buying and selling via the DEX, right? And I think every time you sell your token, your NFT is automatically burned or something. There's like a destruction and creation phase to it, and people they do these hunts. They'll put like a super rare NFT in there or something, and you're hunting for that NFT, and people are buying up all these tokens and holding them, and they do all kind of governance and community stuff. And obviously, if you buy into something and it starts pumping because it gets really fast, goes really high, really fast.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't truly understand. I'm not a full degen, so I don't understand all the degen plays.
Right.
But it's just something people have FOMOed into, and I think it's a creative way to mix meme coin frenzy with NFT frenzy at the same time. Into
Power
one.
Friend said, yeah, the biggest part is you can fractionalize NFTs this way. There's fractionalizing all around happening in the space, and it's not even just the crypto space. They're fractionalizing companies, equity. They're fractionalizing mining rigs. They're fractionalizing homes. They're and when I say fractionalizing, I'm not just talking in crypto world. I'm saying they literally are tokenizing real world assets just by using the blockchain. It doesn't mean that it is a crypto token that you're buying into. So yeah, the blockchain is taking over and business is changing, and the way that we do business is changing. We do see a lot of the same things as we saw last market, as it were, with the gambling that's happening in the crypto space. I don't think that's ever going to go away. We'll see what the NFTs bring to light. Hoping that we do see some big movement on NFTs, and maybe the platform that we've invested in that I'm not so sure is ever going to do what we hoped it was going to do. Maybe that takes off and blasts off. Who knows? But I would like to see what the meta is, as it were, with NFTs this time. Like, what is it? So remember, the free airdrops were the free mints were a huge part of last cycle. We did a free mint. And you're like, wait a minute, a free mint, how is that successful? There's so many different creative things, like you were just talking about how they're creating tokens, and then you get airdropped an NFT, blah blah blah. These people get so creative with what's effectively some sort of a varied monetary policy that they're putting into place. Hey, if we do this, this will happen on the back end of it, and because this happens, it will create this event. And it is creative, and a lot of the creativity that comes from that is going to mean Satoshis, baby, not dollars. Satoshis. Anything else, Crusader? We love you guys. Make sure, if you have not already, smash the like, obviously, follow us, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when we are on Friday. Shout out to Print Mining, to Print Token. They are sponsoring the show for Friday, and we are going to be playing Flipper Hodl for $4,000. We're going to be doing some different stuff every day for those that want to super chat and get their name on the wheel. We're going to be doing different stuff each day. So tomorrow, stand by, do something a little different. Then Thursday, stand by, a little something different. And then Friday, hey, all bets are off. We're going ham. We're going to have a lot of people in here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited about it. So until then, question everything. You there?
I was on mute.
Okay, so let's try this again. Question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl
like it's out.
We will see you soon.